Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.
And you've no idea how many takes this took.
And don't forget, if you want to listen to the news when you're out and about on the go, you can download it as a podcast by searching for WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. But coming up today, are we about to see a return of the SmackDown Fist?
Finn Balor, when's he coming back? Is it soon?
And huge news on AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite. This is the news.
We are going to kick things off by talking about Brock Lesnar, and I think this story is going to please a lot of people who don't like this guy as a part-time ass kicker who shows up, does a bunch of suplexes, wins, and then buggers off for another 3 months. It looks like, and I stress looks like, it's not guaranteed, that Brock Lesnar might be becoming a full-time performer at least for the next few months. So this all comes from local advertising. All the episodes of Raw and SmackDown coming up, a lot of them have Brock on the billing. So the 30th of September Raw, he's going to be there despite showing up on SmackDown more recently. He's obviously going to be on the 4th of October SmackDown, where he's going to do all kinds of bad things to Kofi Kingston and win the WWE Championship. That's going to be a murder shagging. He's also going to be on the draft episode of SmackDown. That's the 11th of October and the 18th and the 25th as well. But it goes beyond that, and local advertisements in all kinds of markets have Brock showing up throughout November as well. So, while it's probably not going to be like a full-on full-time schedule, I wouldn't expect him to show up at a house show in Pumpernickel, New Jersey, or whatever. It looks like we're going to see a lot more of the Beast Incarnate going forward, and if he wins the WWE Championship on the Fox debut, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I'm not that surprised by it, to be perfectly honest. The moment you heard he was facing Kofi and no doubt probably beating him for that WWE Championship to draw those viewers in to the new SmackDown on Fox TV show, it would make more sense to make sure that no matter how much it's going to cost you, he needs to be there regularly, because if you tune in and go, oh wow, Brock Lesnar, he's just won the WWE Championship, and then he disappears until the week before the next pay-per-view, you sense those viewers will drop off. He is a draw, that is proven, and I think it's probably best for all parties.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I speak quite highly of Brock whenever we're on camera because I love the guy, and I think he adds something special, and he's got a presence that no one else has. It's a difficult situation with him, really, because when he's part-time, there's obviously a lot of resentment towards him, particularly when he holds a belt, and I don't think that's unwarranted. I think it's a very fair criticism. But at the same time, him being part-time kind of preserves him and makes him feel a bit more special, so that when he shows up, you know it's a big
prize
thing.
fighter.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Like Kevin Owens circa 2015. But it's a really difficult balance to strike. I do believe there is a balance, though, and really, if we're getting full-time Brock for 2 or 3 months on Fox, it's a huge deal. It's one that WWE needs to make work. I'm all for it.
This is great news for fans, great news for SmackDown going forward, great news for Fox, and hugely terrible news for mid-carders who are going to get squashed to buggery by him week in, week out on SmackDown.
Don't have a fluid, but if I did, it'd be...
Yeah, sorry about that, boys. Right, let's move on and talk about the SmackDown Fist. It could be returning to TV. Well, we should add a pinch of...
Pinch, you say?
A pinch of wrestle votes to this story. This has sort of been widely reported previously and not really confirmed, but WrestleVotes have tweeted out yesterday that this coming week of TV is the final week with the current entrance stage. Both Raw and SmackDown are getting a, quote, updated, fresh feeling set. So obviously for the new TV shows that are going to be on, well, Raw is going to be on the USA Network still, of course, and SmackDown is going to be on Fox. For those 2 shows, we are going to get new, probably by the sounds of it, distinctive stages for each show. No confirmation on the SmackDown Fist, but we can dream.
Yeah, we can. This is a report that came out initially a couple of months ago. I think it was Dave saying that Raw and SmackDown would come through with distinct sets for the first week of the new TV deals kicking in, which is, of course, next week. So I see what you've done there, WrestleVotes, you sneaky little scamps. To be fair, they also reported potential stage designs in July. So, you know, credit where credit's due. We don't need to take a pinch every single time.
And I think one of the big complaints that people have when it comes to Raw and SmackDown is the sort of generic feel of it all.
Yeah, the whole thing. And the pay-per-views as well. It's like you go there and it's the same thing except they don't have the stage and everything's on the floor. It's like, it's not a bad set design. It looks kind of cool, especially when you're there live. It's really big and like bold and colourful, but with all the video screens and stuff, but I just kind of want something new. I know they've only had these ones for 3 years, but you see them twice a week, 3 times a week on pay-per-view. Let's get that fist crashing through the screen into your face for Fox. That's all I want.
Yeah, I genuinely think that sort of, if they're aiming for an element of nostalgia, which they clearly are with the adverts that they're putting out for SmackDown, bring back the fist. Or if you don't bring back the fist, just give me more pyro. That's all I want.
Yeah,
You've got the money, come on.
You've got the Fox money, give us sets, give us the fist, give us pyro, give us distinct pay-per-view sets as well, give us The Rock, just give us cool stuff, please, Gangrel.
Just maybe don't bring Pharaoh out when you're using the pyro, just a thought.
Yeah, be responsible dog owners. That's one area that WWE can probably trump AEW quite well. Let's move on, talk about Finn Balor. Been absent from TV since he got his ass kicked by The Fiend at SummerSlam, really awesome squash match there. It was reported before that Finn would be taking 2 months off, just a nice little holiday, just taking some time off.
Shaved his head, didn't he?
Glory Beaver shaved his head, good choice. Presumably still cultivating those wonderful abs, the best abs machine of pro wrestling.
Imagine if he came back as Fat Thor.
I think I just spat in your face there, sorry pal. Poor Balor hanging out in his crappy little shack with Meek and Korg. He might be coming back very soon. This is according to the lineups, actually, for WWE's upcoming tour of Australia. I'm sorry for spitting in your face. Tour of Australia, which goes down from the 21st to the 23rd of October. They've got listed Balor versus Shinsuke Nakamura, Intercontinental title. Suggests that Balor might be coming back. There are a couple of reasons to be cynical here. Number one, it's a card. They change all the time. Card subject to change. Number two, that lineup also features Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton for the WWE title.
Yeah.
So, I'll take a little pinch. I'm not going to do the thing again, but take a little pinch. I've still got wrestle votes under my fingernails. But yeah, I mean, that is in line with the original report of 2 months. Do you think Balor's been gone long enough?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I love him. I want to see him back in the ring soon. But I said this when we reported about, I think someone asked a question about when they want him to bring him back. And I said, you're in danger of Dolph Ziggler pop territory here of like, I've gone away for 4 weeks, but now I'm back. And it's just like, I just haven't watched TV for a couple of weeks and thought you were just still here, to be perfectly honest. Look, I love Finn Balor. I think there is money in a potential Fiend versus Demon feud. Maybe at WrestleMania, just putting it out there. But he needs to go away for a little bit longer. Having said that, I don't know why they do this. This is probably impossible and completely out of character. They could, in theory, just use him for like live shows of Australia and not having him appear on TV. I'd allow that. Staying in ring shape. I think him versus Shinsuke Nakamura is going to be fantastic. Of course, it's good for you to have him come back too. But I don't want to see him back in the ring yet. No offense, Finn. Enjoy your time off a bit longer, mate.
Yeah, me too. I think the time away is essential for a lot of these WWE wrestlers who you see multiple times a week. Preserves them, keeps them fresh, lets them heal up, lets them just have some fun. WWE wrestlers don't get a whole lot of time off. So when you see guys like Finn Balor and Sasha Banks as well recently going away, just kind of living, just enjoying themselves, just being human beings, not being on the road for 5-6 days a week. And I love it. It's good to see. I think it's a really healthy habit, and I hope it continues as we move forward because it just preserves everything.
Yeah, absence makes the heart grow fonder. And to go into sort of fantasy booking territory for a quick second, if you have The Fiend, let's just say, beat Seth Rollins, become Universal Champion, and then maybe even beat Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, your argument that who's going to beat The Fiend, in my opinion, shouldn't be a big guy because he's beaten the biggest guy, in theory, in a match at Survivor Series. You need to have someone who can go to the same dark places that the Fiend can go to, and the Demon is your character for that. For me, I wouldn't have Finn Balor come back until the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Number 30, the Fiend, that's not the one I'm talking about. The Demon comes out, there's your match for WrestleMania. It writes itself.
That would be cool, wouldn't it? Number 30, there's like 9 people in the ring, he just kills them all.
Yeah.
I'd be well in for that, and just don't go bleh either.
No, yeah, none of that. Right, let's move on to our final story of today, and I may have over-exaggerated a little bit when I said huge news about AEW's Dynamite.
It's huge if you live in LA.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just rephrase it. News about AEW's, well, it's called Dynamite. It's not called Wednesday Night Dynamite here, but I mean, it should be called Wednesday Night Dynamite. PW Insider are reporting that a replay is going to be shown on Saturday, October 5th, after the show, of course, premieres on Wednesday, October 2nd. That show, of course, is going to feature Cody Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara, Nyla Rose, who I interviewed. The interview is out now as a podcast if you want to listen to that, versus Riho to crown the first ever AEW Women's Champion, MJF versus Brandon Cutler. Brilliant promo from MJF this week on the road to TNT. John Moxley, and of course that match between the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, and two mystery partners. Who could it be? LAX is who it's going to be. But yes, a replay for that show means that they're kind of sort of covered off in all directions when it comes to that show.
Yeah, like it's good to hear. It's good to hear that people who maybe can't tune in on the Wednesday night will be able to get to see it on the Saturday. Also, new news from that regard. They're apparently going to be airing things on a tape delay in the West, which means West Coast viewers might be spoiled. Might be if you can't stay off Twitter, like I can't, like an idiot.
Just don't go on social media.
Yeah,
really easy.
It should be really easy, but I'm an idiot and I can't do that. I legitimately can't. I just get spoiled for everything if I don't watch it live. Still awaiting news on the UK, but ITV4 is expected. Yeah, what's going on? Come on, boys. Let us know.
It is next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've tried tweeting them. Handful has tried tweeting them on numerous occasions.
I'll text Tony Khan.
Good idea. Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions. At WhatCulture WWE, of course, if you want to get in touch. First question today comes from James McHugh, who says,
Legend.
If you could select 3 wrestlers that would benefit from, or you just want to see join the OC, who would they be?
They'd all be bald as someone tries to come in the door.
Go around the other side, mate.
They'd all be bald, because why not? Gallows and Anderson are bald. AJ Styles is not. Lovely mother's haircut. Is he gone? Yeah, he's gone. Someone trying to deliver stuff to the boys in the studio. Steve Austin, he's bald, cool. Who else is bald? Cesaro and Christopher Daniels. I'm sorry, I've made a mockery of that.
Obviously Finn Balor. That's an obvious one for me. If you're going to bring him back and not do the whole demon thing that we suggested, that's the next most obvious thing.
One.
Go on.
Shayna Baszler would be cool.
Nice. Yeah, like that. And I don't know, I kind of feel like the OC needs a mouthpiece, and that man is Titus O'Neil. The OC, worldwide. It's Monday, I'm not going to go too mad yet. Nate gives us our second question of the day. He says, with Kane winning the 24/7 title, well, actually, Glenn Jacobs won the 24/7 title, but I'll allow it, Nate. Which retired or old-timer would you like to see win the title? I'd like to see Vince McMahon win it, but who would want to pin the boss?
Well, you've already told me that I can't say Gangrel.
Well, Gangrel's a given.
Yeah, it's a standard, isn't it?
He was on front row of SmackDown, wasn't he, the other day? We were reporting.
$25 cameo, by the way, for Gangrel.
Oh,
Hint, my birthday next month. Someone.
Oh, we have to make that happen.
That was such a beg. I'm
Guys,
sorry.
don't tell them that's going to happen. Okay.
What? I've forgotten the question.
Which old timer would you like to see win the 24/7 title?
Oh man, well, I mean, a couple of months ago I would legitimately have said Patterson and Briscoe, but we've already had that. That was loads of fun. What old timer? Who's an absolute riot of a man? Ric Flair. Why not? Like I'm very dubious about his ability to even get rolled up these days. But can you imagine him just kind of
somehow busting himself open in the process? I'm going to go with Scotty 2 Hotty because I just want to see the worm one more time. Possibly on this debut episode of SmackDown. That'd pop me right off. Yeah. Awesome, final question today comes from. It says $S heart symbol or boats and hose 5520. Either way, thanks for your question. Guesses as to who the first 3 picks for each brand will be on draft night. NXT as well, in case it's included.
Ooh, wow. First 3 picks for each brand? Oh my goodness. Well, SmackDown seems relatively easy to say Brock, but I'm going to say Brock because he's going to win the belt. I do think that they're going to take most of the star power, so even though she's not on TV at the moment, I'll say Ronda Rousey.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
After that, third pick Roman Reigns, because he's still Vince McMahon's ideal star. You could probably swap Charlotte Flair for Rousey. Raw, you want to do Raw?
Raw, I think maybe it might be time to switch it up with Kofi, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe an idea.
With him dropping the title. I don't know how that really works. Maybe put the whole of the New Day on Raw, just to make things a little bit easier for my booking, because I'm panicking here.
Well, that's 3 picks done.
Yes. Genuinely, the reason why I picked that as well is I don't know who's on which roster, and I think a lot of people don't with this wildcard rule bollocks. I did a quiz the other day in the office, and with all the journalists we had, half of us couldn't tell you who was on Raw or SmackDown. NXT-wise, it doesn't really count because he's there, but more push for Eric Buggs.
Yes.
Rick Buggs, sorry. Kevin Owens and...
Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, that's really good, actually. I like that.
I think as an additional one for Raw, I think Becky and Seth's thing there makes sense because while, SmackDown might get all these big stars and stuff, Raw needs something, right?
Yeah, and interesting fact, I don't know if you know this, they're dating. WWE don't like to mention it, but they are in fact dating. Let's move on to today's and finally, and just a little something for the older generation here. I saw a great tweet from our very own James R. Kennedy, wonderful writer for our site, of course, commentator for Defiant Wrestling back in the day, and the man who does the Wrestling Facts You Didn't Know Last Week article. He shared this image that should bring memories flooding back of his old version of the WWE Network.
That is awesome. I had so many of those tapes as well.
Loads of people, I like the fact, have been responding to this and sending him other copies.
Yeah.
I want to see if we can do this throughout the week. Send me your collection like this, and we'll see who's got the biggest one by the end of the week. Let us know your thoughts on that and all of today's news stories in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as I said at the beginning, subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling for daily wrestling podcasts. Don't forget to send us Twitter questions as well at WhatCultureWWE. Whilst you're there, follow both of us. You can follow him at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for hug.
Oh, you can follow me at Adam Wilborn. You can follow us all at WhatCultureWWE. My thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.